A few years ago, André Ricciardi walked into a doctor's office to get a colonoscopy after initially putting it off, only to find out that he was diagnosed with terminal stage 4 colon cancer. So André decided to document his battle with the disease, and the goal was to encourage others to get colonoscopies, but it was done by flipping the deadly disease on its head and into this irreverent and comedic journey. Take a look.
I'm afraid for the people that I'm leaving behind.
It is beautiful, funny, and it's also very sad that you have cancer, André.
Southern suckers!
Joining us now is the film's director, Tony Benna, and André's best friend and the film's executive producer, Lee Einhorn. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
First, we got to get to the name of this film. André Is an Idiot. How'd you come up with that?
Well, actually, his mother, when he was first diagnosed, the first thing she said was, "What an idiot." She said, "It's the easiest cancer to prevent. All you got to do is get a colonoscopy. What an idiot." She actually said, "What a effing idiot." We can't say that on the news. But that's how the title came about.
That's how.
Yeah. And I think André agreed. You know, I think he saw it right away as an ad man that would be a pretty good handle for this, you know, to not just treat the movie as an entertaining piece, but also as a PSA to kind of remind people not to be an idiot.
Yeah. Were you surprised that he wanted to do a film about this?
Yeah, of course. But, you know, André being André, you never knew what was going to come out of his creative mind. So, you know, when he called and said, I've got a really fun project, I thought it could have been anything. But when he said, I've got stage 4 cancer and I want to make a comedy, of course I was shocked. But at first I thought he was joking. He said he was serious. And I thought, you know, cancer's not funny, but André's one of the most hilarious people that I've ever met. And most brilliant, really.
Yeah. Well, and it is a really creative project because you're documenting his journey, but there's also these stop motion elements to it as well. Like I brought
André here to the show just to show you the stop motion puppet of André. A lot of the scenes that we couldn't shoot with André because they were too wild and crazy, we'd use the puppet because André's mind was all over the place. So if he was talking about 10 ways to dispose of his body, of course the puppet made that digestible and funny.
Well, and Lee, you mentioned in the film that André didn't want to treat your friendship any different through this process. What conversations did you guys have about that?
I mean, André and I's relationship was based in humor, for sure. You know, we worked together for 20 years, you know, writing funny TV commercials and, you know, activations and things like that. And I think we agreed from the beginning that, like, we need to keep our humor through this because humor was what was going to help him get through what he was going through.
Yeah, well, and also, you know, having those serious discussions through humor, sometimes it makes it a little bit more digestible too, right?
Sure.
Something else that stood out to me. So the film has a cameo from a Hollywood actor icon and also a cancer survivor. You got Tommy Chong.
Mm-hmm.
How did that booking come about?
Well, you know, we had tried to get André's father, who's a very private man, didn't want to be in the film. We tried to get him to be part of the movie. His mom, unfortunately, had gotten ill, so she wasn't available. And we tried and tried. His dad wouldn't do it. So we said to André, you know, what do you want to do about this? And he said, well, let's just get somebody to play my father. Now, his first choice was Obama, but then he felt like Obama was maybe too old or too young to be his father. And then he said, well, my dad really looks like Tommy Chong. Why don't we just get Tommy Chong to play my father?
I know that, you know, with something happening to a friend that's so dear to you, you know, you're probably on your own emotional roller coaster, but was it tough to finalize the film after his passing?
Yeah, the edit was probably the hardest part, you know, because we had so much great footage too. You know, we did 3.5 years of filming, so we had so many great André adventures and André stories. So it was hard to cut out some of these great moments. I was kind of grieving during the edit process as well.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make sure that we stayed true to the movie that André wanted to make. You know, with him being gone, you know, we really we held firm on knowing what he wanted this film to be.
Yeah, we really wanted it to be an authentic portrait of who he was.
Tony, Lee, hey, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And André Is an Idiot is out now in select theaters.